Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Smith.
That's right. It's Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions right here, right now. The pregame show. I got Dan, Bon, Doom, Leonard, and Will Vogel, the BCP, also known as the Butt Chin Padawan. Embrace
Go
your
ahead, stick your finger in your butt again.
Stick your finger in your butt.
I'll do it.
Don't pour any chocolate out of it.
Says, go Lions. Michael Huck says, good luck evening, everyone. You know what? It's going to be a great day. Debo actually practiced today, so it looks like the writer was wrong. But at the same time, the only guys ruled out, Leaf Raymond and the guy who's been out. Oh, and then Hooker, he stubbed his toe while getting his tooth fixed or something. I don't know. Don't care. He wasn't going to sniff the field in the playoffs.
Isn't Jonah Jackson out?
Oh, yeah, and Jonah Jackson. That's the other one. Doesn't matter. He was out half the game, and we didn't miss him. If you look at it, Coyote Awasika, he's not as good in the pass blocking game, but he did just fine in the run game because we didn't score a rushing touchdown until Jonah Jackson was out of the game. So I think we're good. And I'm wearing the reason why I think the Lions are winning. It's Hudday Sewell and Taylor Decker, the two best tackles currently in the playoffs, according to statistics.
I would agree.
Rosaline Mook. Oh, there we go. Rosaline Mook. Let's go Lions. Ryan Ulinski, One Pride Lions. Smoking Dad. Hey guys. Love when Smoking Dad watches the show, which is almost every.
I love when Ken's in the chat.
Oh,
let me ask you this, man. Trent Williams, is he possibly the best left tackle of all time?
Maybe, maybe not.
Wasn't John Hanna left tackle or was he right tackle?
He was limited in practice all week. Nick Bosa was rested all week. He didn't practice at all.
Interesting.
The best tackle of all time to me is Anthony Munoz.
I'd say Hanna Munoz.
Go look at the stats on him, Will.
He's up there.
Fred Warner gave high praise to our quarterback. Jared Goff is the reason why the Lions are where they are now. That was in an interview at his presser.
Well, technically, Matthew Stafford's the reason the Lions are where they are now.
Yeah, because without Matthew Ryan, we don't have Iffy, we don't have Branch, we don't have Laporta, we don't have Gibbs. Shall I keep going?
You don't have Goff.
Right.
Look at that. Matt Stafford is the most valuable player on your Super Bowl run. And he's not on the team.
I mean, we got a lot of. Broderick Martin is another one. I wish they'd let that kid play. Dwayne Keene in the chat. And Rossline Mook says, hell no about Trent Williams. The best tackle in the playoffs right now has been Taylor Decker. He's given up no sacks. He's given up 2 pressures. Penei Sewell's given up 2 pressures and 1 sack.
Yeah, hard to beat that.
Hell, Trent Williams gave up 2 sacks last week versus the Packers, and I'm sorry, they're okay, but they're not great.
True.
They had a nice, great run. It was a cute story.
It was a short story.
No, shorter than ours. Cameron will be in a minute. He's finishing up his stream on Twitch.
Cool, cool.
Is that a stream that's on track? I don't know.
Sounds like something like that.
It's another streaming platform, mainly for video games.
I know. I'm just being a smartass. We're breaking records from the 57 team. We're going to the big dance, boys. Honolulu Blue. Let's go. Matthew Napier says Debo out first hit. CMC is too banged up to run well. Chantel Brooks says, hey, y'all. Hey, Chantel. Good to see you in here again. My prediction is pain.
Is pain. I remember that.
What movie?
Oh, God. Can't remember exactly, but I know that quote.
What movie is that,
What quote?
Leonard?
What was the quote?
My prediction is pain. I know you know it. It's on the tip of your tongue.
I feel like I know what it is, and I could be wrong. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Full Metal Jacket?
No, nowhere close.
Yeah.
No. It was Rocky.
It's-
Which one was it? Rocky 2?
Nope.
It was fucking Clubber Lang that said it. It was Mr. fucking T. 3. Ah!
Dang.
New streak goes to the last playoff road win was in 1957 against San Francisco. It's written in the stars. It's time for history to repeat itself and skip over the history of 1982. That's all I got to say.
I agree.
Mike Miller, Detroit Lions. And you know what's interesting about this? This is our 999th episode.
Let's go.
Christy Webb Wofford. Go Lions. I love the pretty little blue heart. Look, I can make
I
mine
love
blue.
how it's all Lions fans in here because I know we stream to another place.
We stream to Detroit Lions on the Prowl. I give them the props as being the platform where I got my start as a podcaster 3 years ago. We also stream into my page that I started at the same time. Motor City Kneecap Biters. And then we stream into our new Network Brothers Facebook page. The Lions Villain Squad. Why? Because we can. Because Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike. Wow. Is Ken Dobie, the Lions fan, joining us? Oh. Wow.
I was just gonna sit in the back and test out the earphones, but I hope you can hear me fine.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You got your mic.
Perfect.
Yeah, now it's perfect. Because you came in and you were like, "Argh." How you doing, Ken?
Doing good. Getting ready for some football this weekend, right, brother?
Yeah, great football. But I'm glad to see you're here. I think it's going to be a close game. I know I know in my heart the Lions are covering the spread, and I'm not saying they can't win because any given Sunday.
Yeah.
But with the Jake Moody situation and him admitting that he's been a lifelong Lions fan, if he has a 50 or more yard field goal to tie the game at the end of the game, he's shanking it.
Oh, he's definitely going to shank it.
I don't know. He might want that paycheck that goes with going to the Super Bowl. So,
Well, rookie contracts don't get that incentives. Remember, rookie contracts are set. They don't have all those incentives for the Super Bowl.
no, I think they all get some money if they make the Super Bowl. It's a bonus.
He don't want it. He wants the Lions to win.
He'll
Look
kick
at
it. He'll kick into the other field goal post, so Lions get more
No,
points.
he's not that bad.
Are you sure?
I you know
But he
as
is only
as
two. As good as he was for Michigan, he's only hit 2 from over 50 this year. He's missed the rest of them. So there's a reason why they don't go for him.
as a
The big stage is getting to him. You know what I'm saying? Jitters.
as an NFC North guy, longtime, lifelong Bears fan, part of me wants the Lions to finally get to the big dance. You guys deserve it. It's like my Cubbies. We waited forever to get there.
Yeah.
And then
I
they
agree
tortured.
right here, by the way, so I don't want to hear any shit. No.
Yeah, and then they tortured us in Game 7, right, going to extras. But this game this weekend, man, I mean, if you'd have asked me 7 weeks ago if the Lions had a chance against San Francisco, I probably would have been like, no. But as after the Bears game, something happened. Like that defense stiffened up. Something changed after the second Bears game.
Did you watch the after game presser?
Of that, well, I watched the Bears side. I didn't watch the Lions side.
Dan Campbell literally said, "I'm going to have to put my hands on this defense." Is
He
there
did.
anybody doubting that he's the reason why the defense became so aggressive to where we only allowed 3 red zone touchdowns since that week?
Yeah, that after that game, your defense. I mean, and look at they remind me.
It was night and day difference, that
Yeah,
defense.
they remind me of old Bears defenses, right? Bend it, don't break philosophy. So the Rams game, I think, was the game. If you were going to lose, that was going to be it early. As far as the last 2 games, because Stafford just move, and like Stafford, you can get to the red zone. What's up? Something. That game really could have gone either way. I think the Lions were doing a collective. Woo, we got the monkey off our back after that game. I thought the Bucs were going to play you a lot better than they did. They played you good in the first half. Second half, they kind of fell apart. So now you're talking San Francisco, more weapons on both sides of their ball, more complete team than you faced so far in the playoffs.
But
But
I think our depth of talent is better, but they have better starting talent.
I agree.
yeah, but they got some guys, man, that can just take a game over. Ooh.
But Greenlaw hurt his Achilles. He may not play. Eric Armstead, on that play that he made the big stop on Aaron Jones when they went away from Aaron Jones, he got hurt going out of that game, and they stopped running. And I don't. That is the biggest detriment that I had to the second half of the Packers. They quit running the ball.
Yeah, and they're going to run with CMC, and they're going to. I think I said this morning, you're going to see a lot of Kittle.
That's fine.
So if Kittle's hot, but if Kittle gets hot, that team gets hot. It's kind of like if Ayuk is hot. I mean, it's going to be a good game. I'm going to enjoy it. What's the spread? 3? No, it's 6, isn't it?
It's a 7-point spread on BetMGM right now. I don't see San Francisco covering a 7-point spread.
Oh, I think this game comes down to a field goal.
Right.
Yeah, this game.
And that means money line. You bet on the Lions with a 7-point spread. You do not. There's no other way to go. I mean, I don't see the Lions losing by a lot, and I think they got a puncher's chance to win, and that's what I have it at. It's a puncher's chance to win because if this team plays exactly the way they have, they can beat the 49ers because you guys had the recipe and went away from it. For 53 minutes, you guys were the best team on that field.
I think it comes down to, does Chase Young be what they wanted him to be when they traded for him? If Chase Young shows up with Bosa, your
And
offense.
Bosa rested all week because he's hurt right now.
Yeah.
He didn't play one down in practice all week. You know, there's some key little minor hurt, not injured. There's a difference, and I understand that. Hey,
I think Bosa not practicing is not much of a, for a guy like him not practicing at this point of the year is like whatever. But if Bosa and Young get after it and they start to get home, it's really going to mess with the ebb and flow for the Lions being able to push the ball downfield. The air game is going to be short dumps. Try to run with the great tandem you got. It's going to make it for a very low scoring, win by a field goal kind of game.
I said earlier in the week, no matter who wins, it's like a 27, 24, 24, 21 game.
Yeah.
I don't see
what's
anybody.
Vegas?
Over
what's
under
the total for Vegas?
49 and a half.
What? Oh yeah,
49.
No.
If it gets to the 27-24, they hit the over, but I don't expect it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I think that's at best. I think that's at best the most amount of points you're going to see in this game is like that 51, and that's at best. I think it's actually probably going to be more like a 21-18 game or a 24-21 game.
I think this is going to be the close game of the two. If you've looked at the playoffs this year, there's been one close game and the rest have been blowouts. I think this is the close game this week, and the Ravens are just going to they're just on a different planet than the rest of the NFL right now. So that game, yeah.
The Bucs actually blitz at a higher rate right now than the 49ers do because for some god-awful reason, Chase Young has not been Chase Young yet. No. He hasn't been Chase Young since his rookie year. Every year, his numbers have gotten worse even when he's played more games. So I don't know if Chase Young can handle getting past Penei Sewell. That's the one you forget about. He plays on that side, Toby. And Taylor Decker has yet to give up a sack.
If they flip them, if they move Bosa and Young and flip them around a little bit, they got to do something. You're right, because Chase Young has not been Chase Young. Thank God the Bears went and got Montez Sweat instead of Chase Young. Because could you imagine if you had Montez Sweat with Bosa instead of Chase Young? I think it'd be a whole different conversation.
A whole different conversation. You're absolutely right. But even if they flip that script, Taylor Decker against the guys that have been the more dominant, the left ends, going against the left tackle, has not given up a sack, and he's only given up 2 pressures through 2 games.
I would put Bosa on Sewell. I think that's their better matchup.
Bosa matched up with Sewell and never got a sack week 1 of his rookie season.
But that'd probably be their better matchup for a day. Or what they need to do is just rotate them. Like, don't leave them set. Rotate. They're gonna have to do something to get those 2 guys going. But if they figure out a way, oof.
Yeah, I understand it'll be a rough day. But that's the thing that gives me the most hope is we have the better O-line out there on the field. We have the better trench on the offensive side than anything they faced this year. Because everybody said the Philly O-line was good, and it hasn't been good since, the 49ers smacked the crap out of Jalen Hurts.
That team disintegrated, man. Did they just disintegrate or what?
Oh, yeah, and then they demoted their defensive coordinator to go to the booth and made Matt Patricia. It's not no rag now. They just sat him as rest. Yeah. He's rested. He's not out. It's Jonah Jackson and Khalif Raymond.
I like your insurance policy you signed for the week.
Ertz, yeah.
I was like, from the couch to the NFC Championship game, because he's been off the whole year because his wife, just retired, and he hasn't done anything.
Actually, he played the first 4 games for Arizona, had 27 catches, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And as soon as they started to go away from Josh Dobbs, he said, "I'm out."
Yeah.
Can I make a point? And Jeremy said this, and I couldn't agree more. Once Laporta got hurt with that injury, Jeremy said this, and I agree 100%. The guy you should look for, if he's available in free agency, the guy you should get is Zach Ertz to fill in that void.
Yeah, I said that week 18.
I think he was the only guy you could really get because what other free agent tight ends that are worth a damn are sitting there still. I mean, I
No,
think Ertz
he
was
was
like
probably
the
the
only
best
guy.
offensive piece in free agency.
Yeah. I mean,
Jackson went out. What was that? End of the second quarter when Coyote Awasika came in, and we didn't. I'm telling you, there was people at the game that didn't realize Jonah Jackson was out. That was there live because the play really didn't degrade like it did in the past. Coyotes Awasika's experience that he got in the middle of the year while Jonah was hurt helped him immensely figure out how to play on this O-line. So when he came in this time, it was like there was no drop off of talent.
Oh, I'd like to make a point because I had this debate with one of my buddies about our O-line. He's like, "Oh, well, you're out of Jackson." He's like, "All we got to do is blitz that side." And I had to make the point that while, yes, we are out of starter, we have depth. We have those practice squad guys who, whether they're household names or not, still have that ability to come in and make an impact. We've seen it for the last 2-3 years now.
Yep, I agree, Cameron.
I don't think Jackson being out is going to cost us.
Right.
I don't either.
If it was Ragnow, that would be worse.
Oh, yeah.
Because guess what? All 5 of our losses was Ragnow being out.
Well, I think you saw a difference in your run game. That's where you guys saw the difference. Your pass game didn't necessarily hurt. Your run game, though, didn't really
better.
It didn't really catch much.
No, it didn't catch on to the second half. We got all our yards in the second half, and that was while Jonah Jackson was already hurt. That's what I'm getting.
I don't know if that was just wearing their defensive line down or the offensive line with the adjustments getting it together, but your run game, which I expected more from early, didn't set that tone. And they got in the second half. I don't know if that's going to be the case against San Francisco this week because they got some good depth on the line too. So it's going to be a good battle in the trenches. It's just, I think maybe one of those games where Goff is more aerial than the Lions are on the ground.
I'm totally disagreeing with that statement that the run game got worse because it actually got better as the game went along.
Well, that's what I said.
But as Undone said exactly, the run game's not as good when out. It actually got better. We only had 39 rushing yards in the first half. We ended with 114 and out-rushed Rachaad White, who looked like a beast in the first half and didn't do shit the second half. It was the exact opposite.
Your halftime adjustments were good, but you guys all year have set the tone in the first half running the ball. Yeah, I think you guys have to do that against San Francisco. You have to break that line a little bit so you can get some good play action and not make it Goff being aerial. Because if Goff has to be aerial, it's like, look, I love Cutler, right? But if Cutler had to be aerial all day, mistakes happen. I think Goff is still a little prone to that.
Is Undone's missing my point. I'm talking about last game in the playoffs as Undone, not regular season. I'm saying we ran the ball better in the second half than we ever did while Jonah Jackson was in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah Jackson went out in the second quarter, first half. Coyote Awasika came in halfway through the second quarter. And that was when the run game started to break just before the half. We saw
fresh body.
We saw Jahmyr Gibbs get us something. He goes, "Oh, my bad, I'm stoned."
I think like you get that fresh body. You get a fresh body in the second half. You make some adjustments, and you ran good. I like to see the Lions set that tone in the first half, though, of this week.
And I think that's
what I'm saying.
And also, it's not supposed to be raining. Right now, the weather forecast is 65 degrees, 7 to 8 mile an hour winds, and clear skies.
Beautiful.
Perfect playoff weather for a team like Detroit that plays in a dome that's set at 65 degrees in the winter, because after all the bodies get in there, it's 75 on the ground. People don't realize this, that there is such a thing as humidity even indoors.
Oh yeah.
So you keep your temperature low in the wintertime when it's cold outside, because enough bodies creates the humidity. Why do you think those guys look like they're sweating like Navy Navy call girls in church? Is Houston playing? And yes. And do Niner fans know about them? No, because the last time they played us was 2021. And I remember, because that was when Taylor Decker started a year off hurt.
I've got something to bring up with Houston later, but I'm going to save it for later.
I know that San Francisco, it has a little too much confidence in their run game.
Yep. We
He's the
have
best running back in football.
out of
I
what
understand that.
Yeah.
out of what's in the playoffs right now, it's the best running back in football versus the best run defense that's left in the playoffs. We average giving up 4.2 yards per running play. Guess how much the 49ers defense average giving up?
How much?
5.8.
Then we
They average giving up 7.2 yards per passing play. We give up 7.4. So they have the edge in that, because they do have a little better secondary, but it's banged up too. All I know is when Ambry Thomas is on the field, you target that mofo no matter who he's covering.
Oh yeah,
He-
expose him.
He looked like absolute dog crap versus every wide receiver he covered for the Packers.
How many yards do the Lions give up receiving to running backs, though, a game?
Not much. I think the most we
That's
gave up
where
all year,
CMC is really.
the most we gave up all year was Tyson Algier in the Falcons game. It was 29.5 yards.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that number will probably go up against CMC though, because that's amazing.
But we have a tendency to cover well because we shift linebackers into that slot coverage with the slot corners we have to help box them in. We don't allow the run to the outside as much unless it's a mobile quarterback. And yes, Brock Purdy is more mobile than Goff, but he mostly is a statue in that pocket.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. At least you're not facing a Justin Fields or a Lamar Jackson type of guy who's going to get designed run plays. If it's going to be a run play that's designed for the Niners, it's going to be CMC or a designated running back type of person. You're not going to worry about Brock Purdy getting a designed QB run. I don't even think they've ever done one with him in San Francisco. So, yeah. That's a plus for you guys.
I'm a traveling man, made a lot of stuff all over the world. And every port I caught the clap from at least one lovely girl.
2 points.
The clap was in every port, and you were there.
Good Navy guy there, huh?
Jeremy, I got to pick on Crazy Ken here for a minute.
My dad was in the Marines. He was in Nam. So.
I get that. But now,
next question, Jeremy, regarding the run D. Boy, I was wrong about Kyren Williams. And Jeff Addison says, hungry, heart, and grit will be the difference. Go Lions. Lisa Allen Shields, Lions are going to make this happen. JP Hodge, Lions need to keep the penalties low, hurt us every time when we get this game. No problem. Use the clock. The pressure not on our side. MG says, bring pressure on Purdy. We need strip sacks. Lay some wood on CMC and make them pay. And that's basically it. We got to contain CMC. And I understand. And it's hard to do. A lot of teams have.
And MG, I hate to say this, but you don't lay wood on CMC. CMC more times than not lays wood on the defenders. That dude is a freight train. I mean, hit him hard, but I think the guy loves it. I think
because I know he's had a few games where he actually didn't get that great.
no, but he normally, Jeremy, you've seen CMC enough. He puts some like he hits some defenders.
He does.
He's not one of those guys who are just trying to get by the ankles. He's lowering that shoulder. He's like, come on.
Yeah,
That
but
was
most
me
of
as a
his
wide
yards
receiver.
though come on a juke move, or he just gets in that open space and outruns people. Though
Yeah.
he's very shifty. His change of direction skills are fucking amazing.
But he's got power when he needs it. Because you've seen him this year. He's done some. You go up the gut and you just see the pile like a bunch of 9-year-olds playing soccer going down the field.
Okay,
And there's CMC chugging.
Okay. I'm going to name the teams he had over 100 yards again, and you tell me how great their run defense is. Okay? LA Chargers.
Non-existent.
Pittsburgh this year.
Non-existent.
Not terrible.
Seattle's run defense. It wasn't that great this year. Seattle's run defense again, which was his second best game. The first one was versus Pittsburgh. He ran for 152. His second best game was versus Seattle the second time at 115 or 145. The next game, Arizona's run defense. And then Baltimore's run defense is the only legit one he had over 100 yards. In the December 31st game when he played the first half, which means he was on track, and that was versus Washington's run defense. Yeah, absolute crap. 64 yards.
Now the
And
games
again-
that he didn't have 100 rushing receiving in those games though.
Let me look, because I'm just looking at receptions. 6. Oh, and where he didn't rush good, he had 4 receptions in the Washington game. He had 1 reception or 5 receptions in the Arizona game. 3 receptions versus Philly when they stomped a mud hole in them. 5 versus Tampa Bay, and the yards were 40, and he only had 78. 6 versus Cincinnati when he had 54. 3 versus Minnesota when they lost at 45. 3 versus Cleveland when they lost. He only had 2 receptions in the Dallas game, but I remembered one of those was a 42-yarder for a touchdown.
Mhm.
He had 7 receptions in the Arizona game, but there you can't count that because that's like playing a Pop Warner team.
Well, the problem with that is
Eagles.
they get these games where Ayuk, their offensive series goes 4 plays, Ayuk 78 yards, touchdown, 8 plays, touchdown, mostly through the air. I mean, they didn't have to establish their run game as much, and when they did, those were the games they lost. So that would be more of a good thing for Detroit. Looking at the games where San Francisco had to run, they couldn't.
Yes, and CMC, if you remember right, towards the end of your game, they had to stop using him because you guys injured his calf. Which is why he had 17 attempts at 98 yards. Because he would have broke the 100 yards against you 100% if he would have went out in the fourth quarter.
Wait, we didn't play them this year.
Green Bay? You just played them right.
Chicago.
No, I am talking about Christian McCaffrey. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're not a Packers fan. Sorry. Against the Packers, he got hurt towards the beginning of the fourth quarter, but it's like they didn't miss him.
I was thinking, like, wait a minute, we didn't play. Did I finish the game?
7.5 is now the point spread on DraftKings. Yeah, they're not covering that.
No. Which is weird, though. What does Vegas know that we don't? Or has the money shifted it that bad?
The money has shifted. That's what it is. The money, the big money shifted. Not where most of the bets are lying. It's the big money shifted.
Yeah.
That's what moved the line in Vegas.
I was going to say the money shifted towards Detroit, didn't it?
Yeah, and the money shifted towards Detroit. So they're trying to make it harder for 49ers to even win because some big money went on 49ers lately. So they added half a point to make it hard for those big money payouts. You know what I'm saying? That's when that line shifts.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, you guys have the early.
And
Is it the early game?
no, we got
No,
the night,
late.
The late game. Okay.
and we're wearing the road whites.
Yeah,
which
Which
we're 4-0 on.
I
Ralph
saw that meme. Yeah.
Ralph Williams of RW Media. Hello, guys. Nice to see you.
Hey,
Ken
Ralph.
Cole, Detroit Lions, one pride. Jay Mommy, it's great to see you here on an evening podcast. My keys to the game basically is I don't think we're going to stop them, but slow the run game down. Don't let CMC take over the game.
No.
I agree.
Get pressure on Brock Purdy because he makes mistakes. We saw that through the first 3 quarters. And when you guys went prevent defense, which is Joe Barry's forte, it went away. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Joe Barry does it in the prevent. Ken is a Bears.
Bear down.
He's a bear down guy. And you know what? The Lions were hunting, and we made sure the Bears went down the first game so we'd get a split.
Oh, don't even bring that first game up. We had that first.
You guys had it, and then you guys went to
Getsy.
you guys went to the prevent yourself from winning defense and went away from running the ball with Field.
Yeah.
That
Getsy.
is to the game. And I don't get me wrong, because that prevent defense coupled with no time clock management by Getsy is what cost that game.
Yep.
You guys had by 12 points, and all of a sudden it was pass, and bad pass.
That's the game that got him fired, I think, honestly. And I don't want to talk about that game too much. However, if the rookie Scott, which I don't know why you dialed up the rookie on that third down, but he makes that catch, and all of a sudden Getsy looks brilliant. But the kid had not shown that capability to do that. So I don't know why. I think that game and that play call got Getsy fired in Chicago, and that opened up a blueprint on playing Detroit. And you guys didn't fix that until after we played you a second time and did the same thing to you. And then, like you said, that's when Campbell said, okay, guys, I got to put my finger on this defense. And you guys have looked different ever since. And it's going to be fun to see how that matches up with the San Francisco team, who's probably the best team you have faced so far in the playoffs.
No. Best team in the playoffs, yes. I'll give you that. And like I said, starting talent-wise, yes, I have their starting talent above Detroit. That's no bullshit. We can't lie about that. But our depth of talent is deeper than what they have, because if they lose key guys within a game, they lose the game.
I agree.
Because, no, I saw that about the dancing. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to slip, Chantel. We just been busy talking. But I need to get to my points with my guys now. Ken, it was a pleasure to see you. Thanks for hopping in. And
good luck this weekend, guys.
Now that you, hey, I don't want your sympathy support. I want you to hate us because you ain't us.
No, I think you can win this weekend, but I think whoever wins this weekend is just playing for first runner-up, because honestly, Baltimore is on a whole nother – they're on God level, and everyone else is on demigod level. I mean, Baltimore, they're my pick to win it all, but love talking
Watch him
guys.
not make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be something if Mahomes' magic happens, right?
Oh, Ken.
Yeah.
Congratulations on Caleb Williams.
On what?
You guys won the Caleb.
Congratulations on Caleb Williams.
Why? We're not drafting them.
I know.
Yeah, you are.
You guys,
you guys can
Marvin Harrison. That's what I say.
Hey, you guys. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for Marvin, but you can catch us. We won't be talking draft on the Bears shows until March, but Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Central. Catch us on Hallis Hall. Well, we might talk about your guys' game a little. But good luck for the represent the North well this weekend, guys, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys doing some Super Bowl talk next week.
It'll be great, and thank you for joining, because this is my 999th episode.
So you got 999 problems, but a bear ain't one.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly, because they ain't there. Enjoy the view from the couch. We bought a big screen last year when we went there. In 2021, it's still there. I heard it works great. We made sure we got an 8K Sony. That way the picture will be clear. The streaming service is paid. I renewed it for you.
Outstanding.
Don't forget to restock the mini fridge.
Yeah, restock the mini fridge because I think Minnesota goes there next year.
Oh, then it'll be empty then for them.
Good.
Have a great day, Ken.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
God, this space is bigger now.
Oh, thank you. Go on to the basement. Go back to the basement. It was great to see you, but bye. You're joined now with Minnesota and the Packers fans who are going to be watching the NFC Championship or the NFC Championship game.
One of my favorite people in the world is in the chat. Let's go.
Oh, Killicook's in there giving you shit already, Leonard.
Dude, he's my favorite of all the cooks, I'm telling you.
It's hard not to like him. I mean,
Dude, I know. And he knows so fucking much about college football. It ain't funny. The kid seriously missed his call. You should have been a fucking scout.
he said, thanks, bro. Got to test out the new rig.
Better grind.
Yes, you're right. I have a face made for radio and a voice to match because I can do the DJ voice if I really want to. Hey, welcome to KTLRX. My face was made for radio. I admit I'm ugly.
Is that why I'm here? Am I just here for the eye candy?
Yeah.
Okay, that checks out.
You don't have the butt chin like Will over here. You know, it says BCP. That's butt chin Padawan.
Oh.
Von Doom is pasty Jay Glazer up there. He even put his workout hat on today.
I called him Jay Glazer because I thought he had a mustache to begin with, like Glazer.
Ooh, thank you, Chantel Brooks. We appreciate you. Much love again.
Yes, sir.
All I see is pasty Jay Glazer. Look at it. Just sit there and smile for a second.
No,
there it is. That's Jay Glazer.
Oh.
Okay, motherfucker.
Jay
Come on,
Glazer Jay Glazer wishes he was as cool as Leonard.
Oh, well, you're getting a crush on him. All right.
Sorry,
what are
JB.
your Cam? Do you agree with what I said earlier?
About
get pressure on Brock Purdy and keep Goff clean.
Yeah, I mean, like we've established, San Francisco hasn't played really a legitimate run defense. They've played 3 of them all year, and they're 1-2 against legitimate run defenses. That being said, I'm not too worried about CMC. I see a lot of screens being passed out to him.
And I come by it naturally. Dad has the comeback.
That's funny. Go ahead, Cameron.
But I'm not too worried about any screen passes either with CMC or whatever checkdowns. We've locked those down pretty well over the year. We got to take out one of the receivers, eliminate them from the equation with coverage, whether it's Debo or Ayuk. Both of them are capable. But if we can eliminate Debo completely, not saying go out and hurt him, but all it takes, they're stupid to play him this week, honestly, with that shoulder.
Get him, Kirby.
Get him, Kirby.
That just one.
Take out Debo, not Kittle. I like George Kittle. I don't want him hurt.
No, I don't. I'm talking about Debo. Get him.
Hey, I gotta say something real quick. This asshole over in the chat here, Killer Cook. All I see is Dad's big ass forehead. Go eat another pizza roll, you fat fuck.
I love my guys. You guys are great.
Oh,
that's great. Nice, Leonard. No, I agree with Cameron and you, Jeremy. Contain Purdy. Either Hutch or the problem is going to get to him and apply pressure. And yes, you got to stop CMC. And like Cameron said, you try to make them one-dimensional. Focus on one receiver.
And then their defense, I'm not too stressed about their defense. Their rushing defense isn't there at all. And even if it was you've got Gibbs and Montgomery, both who throughout the year have sat here and proved you can make contact with them. It doesn't mean that they're going to go down.
And like I've told Jeremy, they remind me in Carolina when we had Williams and Stewart. They're thunder and lightning.
So, I mean, we've got St. Brown. Good luck covering him. They're, like you said, their pass defense is banged up. It's not going to do a whole lot. So, honestly, things are kind of leaning a little more in our favor this week.
Well, your take.
I agree. Get to Purdy. Either the Hutcher or the problem's going to get to him. We got Laporta. We got St. Brown. Expose Aubrey Thomas. Make him look like the fool he is, like always. Contain CMC. But, yeah, that's what I've got.
Leonard.
Well, that fat fuck ate all the pizza rolls I could see.
Yeah.
No, it's simple. They're going to get their bullshit passing yards. They're a fucking slant team. All their shit is rack yards, yards after the catch and shit like that. CMC, you know what? He's not going to be able to run up the middle, so he's going to try to go to the outside. So you're going to need CJ, or fucking Branch there to fucking just catch him on the side when he's going out. Offensively, I'm not as sold as everybody's saying, oh, their pass defense is banged up. The Lions like to play across the middle a lot, where St. Brown catches a lot of his passes. They have two of the best linebackers in all of football, Wagner and fucking Trey Greenlaw, who is trending towards playing, is what I just read. So you're going to have to play on the outsides. So right there, you're already taking away from the strength of the team that likes to come across the middle. You're going to have to run the ball to the outside and just keep pounding it. Don't get away from Montgomery so damn early.
Right. And also, I'd almost go 1-2 right away. Monty to one side, then put Gibbs in and run the other way.
Dude,
Make him
line
run
them up in the same goddamn backfield. A split backfield. One on each side.
Welcome to the show, DC.
Howdy.
Howdy, buddy. Long time.
Long time, DC.
It's a fun night in Baltimore.
I bet it is.
Oh, it's Friday. Of course it's going to be fun.
Right.
How many gunshots you hear so far?
What?
How many gunshots
you heard so far?
Oh, only about 15.
Oh, it's a good night in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's a low night.
DC hangs out in O-Block.
It's a low night.
No, here in
DC
Flint,
hangs out in O-Block, right?
here in Flint, we play our favorite game every night: gunshot or firework.
Yeah, no shit. You learn to, when you live in Baltimore, you learn the difference of that really goddamn quick.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Gunshot or firework.
we are doing. Ever since Dan Campbell said he was putting his hands on this defense, I've seen a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
We're giving up yards between the 20s and clamping down in the red zone.
Yep. And to that,
I'm also from Flint. You played that game too, then?
totally got to give props to Iffy. Iffy has turned out to what we thought he could be, and he's killing it.
James Burgess, I'm upset about our low draft position. You shut your whore mouth. I don't
Come on,
care.
James. Are you kidding me?
Looking
Is that
like
Iffy or Dan Davis?
no, that's James Burgess.
No, I know, I'm kidding. Dan Davis is probably pissed about the draft, but yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I
fuck
know.
with him.
You know what's funny is for the first time in the 2 years I've been running this show, we're not doing mock drafts from Thanksgiving to the end of the season.
Thank
I
God.
you missed the mock drafts.
Why? Mock drafts suck.
Because my Giants still suck, and at least I can fucking participate in them too, okay?
Well, you have.
As soon as the Lions are out of the playoffs, that's when I'm going to start focusing on my draft profiles. And that's when we'll talk about the holes on the team and what we got going forward. I'd ask Will what the holes of the Panthers are, but that's the
Everything.
Yeah. I don't think we have another 5 hours, do we?
But that's the entire O line, the entire wide receiver room, a running back, a quarterback that's taller than Mickey Mouse.
A defense, a kicker.
No, their defense is okay. I think they just need another corner to replace Jason Horn because that guy can't stay on the field any longer than an OnlyFans girl can stay off her knees.
That's true.
Well, depends how much you pay him, I guess. I mean, OnlyFans girls don't get on their knees for free. I mean, you got to pay them something.
Number of mock
I've
drafts so far.
seen about 2 a week from Killa Cook, so I have seen them ever since probably Thanksgiving is about the right time because he still does them. I think he did his first one in October, and I said, "Shut your whore mouth! I don't want to see it."
Ooh.
It's too early. I don't want to see it too.
That's why I get thrown off.
No way, man.
OnlyFans
I love
accounts.
mock drafts.
Killa Cook
I
says
love
James
mock
on
drafts.
draft tonight. But you know what? We are going to do the same thing we did the last 2 weeks before the draft. We will be having Mockapalooza 2.0 or 3.0 and 4.0 because I do it 2 weeks in a row on Wednesday. And the first time it's just podcasters. Each one gets a pick and they get to pick it out. The next one, everybody in the podcast gets to do it. And then we vote with the viewers and they get to do their mock draft. And some of those are really entertaining.
They are.
Especially the year when Malik Willis was in, and there was somebody actually voted for Malik Willis to be the number 2 pick.
Yep. There was a lot of them who did that.
I
Yeah,
that was
loved
David
it
Blake.
last year.
Yeah. That was. Is Undone says can't wait. And then the week of the draft, we have fun here. It'll be Leonard and I and a plethora of guests in and out for the entire 20 to 30 hours of draft coverage.
Can't wait.
Hey, right now for the
I'll be
Lions,
there.
I would kill if the Lions took a kicker in the first round.
I would.
Why? We don't need anyone anywhere else. That's
Yes,
the only
we do.
position we need.
Yeah, no.
Cornerback,
Oh, yeah,
cornerback, edge rusher.
And tackle.
Yeah, touche. There's contracts and salaries and whatnot, but yeah, right now on this team, the only thing that's really, really hurting is a dead to rights kicker.
No, not really, because the one that missed is gone, and so far Riley Patterson's been pretty good. He hit that game winner from 54 yards versus the Rams.
Wasn't that Badgley?
Yeah, that's Badgley. Riley Patterson's the one that's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Badgley's here. Is what I meant. That's what I meant. Badgley is here.
That's fine. I thought I misunderstood. That's fine. I do the same shit. Don't worry.
It's free. There's no tickets issued, so I'm going to the draft either way. I want to be down there. I'm praying to God I get the press package so I can be on media row at the draft because I already put my name on the list.
I'll tell you one thing though, Jeremy. I haven't told you yet. I'm flying in for the Super Bowl. Whether we make it or not, I'm going to be in Detroit for the Super Bowl and the following week.
Cool. We'll have to get together, brother.
Fuck yeah.
And James Burgess, I'll be there and mildly intoxicated. Definitions
Mildly?
will vary.
Are you hanging out with me?
I hope
No.
to meet up with everyone sometime eventually.
Well, and again, I'm going to say it again. It's contained CMC. He's going to break some free. He's going to get some yards. He is that good. Get pressure on Purdy. Our O-line needs to maintain and keep Nick Bosa and Chase Young both off of Goff as usual and make sure the interior of the O-line doesn't collapse because that's when Goff gets into trouble with the fumbling, when he's hit by 300-pound defensive tackle.
And
As
they have
does
two
every
really good ones
quarterback.
out there.
I mean,
Well,
tell me a
Eric Armstead
quarterback who doesn't
not
fumble
play.
when he gets hit by 300-pound defensive linemen.
If Eric Armstead doesn't play, we're in pretty good shape. But that's a game time decision, just like Debo's a game time decision, and they're leaning. The coaching staff and these people are leaning towards him playing, but the guys on the sidelines, the reporters that's watching him, says he looks stiff and he doesn't look like he has his full range of motion, so he's struggling a little bit.
Actually, a struggling player is better than a healthy player because that means that there's one less player that's going to be on the roster, and if that guy's struggling, we can manhandle him.
Right. But we still got to look for Ayuk and Kittle because they can break the game open across the middle.
Yep. Aaron Glennon should hopefully
There's a kneecap biter for you, Scott Smith. Crush, kill, destroy, sweep the knee.
Fuck yeah.
Sweep the knee. I love it.
Sweep the knee. Oh shit! I gotta send you this meme, Jeremy.
James Burgess gets the quote of the night about this game. Okay, the Niners are better on paper. Dan Campbell does not play on paper.
Damn right.
That's true.
I still love that I posted that says when Dan Campbell walks into the room, Chuck Norris leaves.
Yeah, and Chuck Norris wears Dan Campbell pajamas.
Man, I don't know why you guys bringing all that fucking heat on him. Chuck Norris would fuck that man up.
No, he wouldn't. They'd be best friends.
Exactly.
My fear is the ref
fucking him up.
Okay. My fear is the ref throws a flag for some obscure rule 99.9% of the people don't know about keeping us from the Super Bowl. Well, Cleat the Cheat.
Yep.
He almost redeemed himself completely with the way he called a clean game versus the Falcons when he was the head referee.
Touche.
So I think a lot of that is flipped, and we're remembering the past, and we're dealing with our PTSOL, post-traumatic, same old lion syndrome.
I agree.
It's about that time of the night. DC, I'm so happy you joined us. Cameron, it's great to see you. I want to say thank you to Ken Dobie for jumping in. He just wanted to test his rig, and he has his Bear show on the network too. So he saw us live and said, boom, just a second, Will. I want to say thank you to Will. I want to say thank you to Dan. Now, I'm going to start with the parting shots, and Will had raised his hand first. So what's your parting shot, Will?
I'm going to give my score prediction, then my parting shot. I'll go real quick. My score prediction is 24-21 Lions. And my parting shot is everybody in the chat, I would love to see a congratulations to Jeremy. Monday will be his 1000th episode. I am blessed. I am honored to call this guy a brother. I've been on a podcast with him for almost 2 years now, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you. Cameron, you got a parting shot tonight?
Not really.
What's your score prediction?
Score prediction? Last time I gave one of these, I was pretty close. What do I want to? I'm gonna say 28-21 Detroit.
DC, what's yours?
Score prediction 30-21 Detroit. And for the second best meme I've ever seen, Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan. Tanya Harding, it said Dan Campbell. Nancy Kerrigan, it said the rest of the NFL.
All right. Do you have a parting shot for the viewers?
Yeah. We need to respect San Francisco. We need to know that they're a very, very good team.
Yep.
We also need to know we're fucking better, and we're going to beat the shit out of them.
Hell yeah.
Man up time. We ain't losing to no win from San Francisco. That's for fucking sure.
Comedy God. What's up, buddy? All right. Leonard, it's your turn to go.
My turn to go. DC, you got to show some respect to the Bang Bang Scissor Gang out there, buddy.
Bang, bang,
well,
scissors.
I mean, I'm not talking about the chicks. I'm talking about the dudes.
So was I.
What the? Dude, how you know a guy's scissors? I don't even want to know, but you know.
It is there.
I don't know, man.
The only higher concentration, and I'm not saying this funny, it's an actual factual statement due to the census that was done in 2020. The only place with more gays per capita than San Francisco is Houston, Texas.
Shit.
It's kind of weird. Will's lived in both of them.
No, I thought. Wow.
Well, there aren't any Carolina.
You got a
that'll
few
be,
score predictions in there. Braylon Dennis, the same score, Patty, 31-24. Comedy God says, what up, everyone? Good to see you in here, Kevin. Nice to see you. Paul Diem, I got one thing to say. Christian McCaffrey could screw us that. Yes, he could. And JP Hodge says, congratulations, Jeremy. I'm going to say 28-21 Lions over 49 Niners. Dwayne Keene says 31-24. The Smitty, I think that's my nephew, Noah. 30-17 Niners. Ooh.
he's no longer your nephew.
You're no longer
Demoted.
invited to Thanksgiving.
Oh shit!
Oh, I love my nephew. If that's him, he might be saying the Lions 30 and the Niners 17, and he
Yep,
forgot.
four touchdowns and a safety. That sounds about right.
My score prediction is I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I'm going 24-21 Lions, and Jake Moody's going to have a chance to hit a 52-yard field goal, and because he's a Lions fan, he'll shank it wide right and look like the Bills kicker.
God, do not put the game in Jake Moody's fucking hands. Please, God, do not put the game in Jake Moody's fucking hands.
You mean foot?
Bobby Diaz says 30-23 Lions. 31-23 Lions. It has been a pleasure doing this show for the last 2 years. 3 days away from 2 years. This is crazy. Scott Smith, great show, Jeremy, and congratulations on your milestone. Lions 40, Niners 10. Woo!
What?
Somebody smoked some big hopium tonight. That's great.
I think
Love
it's been
it.
a while since we've seen a score prediction like that. The last time we saw that kind of score prediction, they were right.
Yeah, and it was the Broncos game right after the Chicago game.
Yep.
Yep.
That being said, I got to give a shout out to my sponsor, Gloss McGrawn, the best window tender in Saginaw. He's taking care of my vehicle and a few others, like the 300C class and this Audi. Make sure you give him a call. Schedule your appointment. He also does auto detailing, 989-443-9240. And then, of course, there's our favorite sponsor that all of us love to hate. It's FTP. It's not the florist. You know what it is?
Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers. That's right.
Damn, I'd invest in that stock.
I'm saying 30-17 Niners back to Detroit with an L. Oh, hey, you're expecting it. Gotcha. And that's okay. PTSOL still lives in some fans. We get it. But my hopium is there that we can win this game. And I don't think we're going to get held to 17 points. Because the only team that they've held to under 20 points all season has been Dallas.
Yep.
Even
I
Philly.
think we're going to want it more.
Yep.
Well, thanks everybody for joining in. And I'm going to end this show the way I end every single one. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts with this here. Much love to everybody in the chat. There's way too many to count. And James Burgess says the best one. Fuck the Bears, fuck the Vikings, and the Packers.
And your feelings.
And we held the Jags to 3. Absolutely.
Spay and neuter your doms.
What?